Welcome to the show, and what a complete load of shit we've got for you tonight.
I used to laugh at the idea of a woman prime minister.
John, you can ask me questions if you give me notice.
There's no time necessarily for manners.
Doesn't give my opponents much time to run.
I'm responsible for introducing the concept of MMP by accident.
You know, they hate the system.
I used to call the old culture the concrete playground.
Poets in this country have always been the smart ones.
I've been performing since I was born.
I can smell the uranium on it.
No mai haramai te whānau ki Aotearoa I tēnei pō, ko Magenta tōku ingoa.
And co-people's Joker Roger. Tōku ingoa. That doesn't even roll off the tongue. I'm the Joker, baby. Isn't that how it goes?
Don't want to know how you got your scars.
No, yeah, don't ask.
I cannot think about the Joker and not just think of those cringe guys on Facebook who unironically post like Joker content, and it's just it's too well. My ex was one of those people. So
oh no,
it's different.
Let me guess, he was hyped for Suicide Squad.
I wouldn't know. I ditched him by that fucking point.
Good on
Thank
you.
God.
Yes.
But probably, I don't know, or maybe not. Who knows with that piece of shit? Who cares? Is the real question.
But kia ora fam, it's good to have you here. We're just gonna meander a bit whilst people roll in, but we'll get a bit caught up. How's your week this week, Magenta? Or last week?
Yeah, well, it's been very busy. I don't like being busy like this because it's overwhelming and overstimulating and makes me want to not do any of it. So I have been enjoying some of it, though. I did go to the Pride Parade on Saturday.
Nice.
And
that's
then,
right.
Yeah,
Wellington,
it's our Pride Month.
Does theirs different?
No. Correction. Auckland does it different.
Oh, okay.
The rest of the country
is
now on Pride Month.
Okay.
So like Christchurch had their Pride Parade on I think the 1st or the 3rd of March. And yeah, so like Christchurch, Dunedin, Wellington, Bay of Plenty.
Is that matching up internationally or is that just national?
No, because now I think I want to say the international one is June. We get like 3 months out of the year, to be honest, and so we fucking should. So I think, I want to say it was April.
2,000 years of oppression.
When is Pride in the United States?
What's Morbin, my morbs?
Yes.
What is Morbin?
It's Morbin time.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to our fellow Marxists.
Oh, yeah, it is June. Sweet. I was right. So, yeah. We're a little bit earlier, but I think March is mostly because in New Zealand, a lot of events are in March. Our weather tends to be somehow good, even though it's technically autumn. I don't know why the peak of summer just seems to be such a fucking hard time to run. And also, I guess we have our holidays and stuff. So, yeah, March is the main. We also have Winter Pride, though, in the South Island. So, I believe I want to say
Winter Pride. I haven't heard of this one.
Winter.
How do I not know about Winter Pride?
I'm surprised. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, Winter Pride would be like up your alley.
That would be up my alley.
Yes, Queenstown. That's the fucking one. Queenstown. Obviously. Why did I not? So 172 days until Winter Pride. And yeah, so lots of fun stuff. We get lots of pride. We need it because they're fucking trying to reverse a bunch of shit at the moment anyway. So
you make me proud.
Proud to be gay.
No, do you know Rip Torn in Freddy Got Fingered?
Oh, I haven't watched that movie in like
Gonna make your daddy proud. Gonna make you proud, Dad. Gonna make your daddy proud.
How about you? How was your week/weekend?
It was same as you. Very busy. For 2 reasons. I got sick twice. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I came down with a cold, so I was sort of incubated in my own apartment that day. And let's see, on the Saturday, I was gonna go join the solidarity protest, the Waka of Caring, out on the street down in Manuera. I did wind up going for a bit, so I had something that day up in Silverdale, so I was a bit late. It was like 2 hours late to, from it starting, hour and a half, something like that. Baked about 6 batch of cookies for them. Nice. Did a whole lot. Did some allergen, vegan ones, stuff like that too, just in case, because you never know. There might be some people with peanut allergies, gluten free, all that stuff.
For sure. Oh yeah, especially with the gluten free stuff, because.
Yeah. So I went down there, I dropped that off to them, but wasn't feeling well that night. Went home, woke up in the morning, puking my guts out. So so I didn't have time to go pick up the containers. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out. I'm gonna have to reach out to probably one of the organizers, and I believe it was Carrie. I believe was the lovely lady I was talking to. She had a cool hat with the little. I think it was the Māori flag was on her, wrapped around it. And,
classic.
I think I gave her those last I checked. I was going to come pick them up in the morning, but as I said, I was unfortunately incapacitated, so...
Yeah, that does not sound good. But hey, at least you're better. Yeah, I mean, at least it seems like there were sicknesses that were short-term as well.
I recovered pretty quick, probably by the evening, more or less. I get back on my feet quick. I don't know why. Quick recovery.
I mean, must be nice.
I know.
I'm sure plenty of people are jealous. Jesus Christ. Let's not get into fucking eugenics within the first few minutes. Nah.
Speaking of eugenics, have you played Mugenics?
No, I haven't. I
recommend it. It's a new game from, Binding Isaac. You know that one? Super Meat Boy. Yeah, same team. Same team, actually. Sorry, Super Meat didn't make Binding of Isaac. It was just the same. One half of Team Meats made Super Binding of Isaac. But yeah, same guy. Edward McMillan, I think is his name. Off the top of my head. Yeah. Great guy.
Hey.
Anyway.
Eugenics.
That was my week.
Right?
Mugenics. But yeah, fun game. It's really cool. It's like all about like it's like a fighter game, kind of like Final Fantasy. You get your team and your crew, but it's all about genetics and breeding, crossbreeding, abilities, and that kind of thing. It's really cool.
Goddamn breeders.
Yeah.
I also realized I don't think I've got the link to the. For some reason, my link to our chat is not
chat.
Bringing anything up. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. No, because I forgot. I did.
Oh, you changed it again?
I made some adjustments.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll just send it to you.
I want to be able to see everyone's messages properly.
Yeah, exactly. All right, there we go.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. But we should probably get into it.
Yeah, might as well. I know you got a bunch of stuff set up for us, so
yeah. Why am I going first? Am I?
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense for you to just.
Okay, it's gonna take. There, you popped up. See, I gotta fix that. I don't know why it's being laggy.
Oh, yep, having the delay.
Yeah, I don't know why. But out of all the technical difficulties we could have, that's very forgivable.
The least.
It's the least of our worries. Speaking of the least of our worries, we had... Oh, shit, I just closed it. I just closed, I think, what I needed. Because these aren't working, I am going to play another file. So, this week has been... It's a shit show. It's a shit show today, I think, to say the least.
Honestly,
same as last week.
Been like, wow, yeah, I was going to say, like, even on Friday, I tried my best to make it as positive as I could, but I was scraping the barrel. That's for fucking sure.
It's been scraping the barrel, but yeah, so Luxons on the defense with all the polls and stuff. He apparently went to think about himself over the weekend to think what he's done, and probably, by the sounds of it, he hasn't thought at all. So he just seems to be doubling down on everything. So let's go ahead and see what our great leader has to say this Monday morning.
The election is all about the economy. Isn't that even worse news for you?
Hold up. I believe that is the wrong clip. Damn it. It's this one.
Christopher Luxon has
Here we
rubbished
go.
speculation about his future as Prime Minister and leader of the National Party. National hit just 28.4% in the latest Taxpayers Union Curia poll. That's a drop of 3% in a month, the worst polling since the Judith Collins era. Christopher Luxon joins us now. Kia ora, good morning.
Ingrid, how are you?
Very well, thanks. Are you considering stepping down as leader of the National Party?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
Because actually I've got a job to do, which is actually to help Kiwis who are frustrated by the cost of living and the pace of our economic recovery. And I talk to lots of New Zealanders each and every day, and that's the cash they want me focused on. That's what I'm doing.
So defensive.
There are some, though, who think that you're not doing a very good job and maybe someone else would do a better job.
Well, no, that isn't the case. I mean, we are very focused as a team on making sure we deliver for New Zealanders. We know the major challenges of the economy. That's what this election is going to be all about, and that's what we're focused on.
Have you asked your ministers directly over the weekend if they want you to stay on as leader?
I haven't needed to.
Why not?
Because I have their support.
How do you know if you haven't asked them?
Because they've told me.
When did they tell you?
They tell me regularly, and that is not a question that needs to be asked.
Have they told you since?
I know, this entire thing is just like, it's like one sentence answers. Like, he doesn't even want to be here. Like,
this is just giving energy of like when you're like a teenager and you're really mad at your mum because you got in trouble for something you shouldn't have done, but you're trying to be like, no, fucking, but yeah, because they told me.
Yeah, well, he's trying to give very straight, limited, as minimal as he can answers, so he's not like tripping himself up. But I believe is it Ingrid Leary? I think we were listening to.
Yes, I think so.
Too good for him.
I mean,
that last poll result.
Yes.
So you have spoken to them over the weekend.
I talk to my ministers regularly. I was talking to Judith Collins over the weekend about
why didn't you say that before?
I don't know.
into the region. I talk to ministers regularly, very regularly.
So did you ask them, and how many, if they want you to stay on as leader?
No, as I said, I didn't need to.
What about backbenchers?
Same. Haven't.
You haven't spoken to them either. Have you spoken to John Key?
I've spoken to lots of backbenchers, actually. I've spoken to the MPs again because I'm with them most days, and I talk to them all the time.
Well, yeah, obviously you speak to them all the time. I'm asking if you have spoken to them in the wake of this poll and in light of the speculation around whether you should stay on as leader.
No, because I don't need to.
My God.
Really inspiring, I think, the public with confidence right now, isn't he? Like,
well, it's like, okay, so you're clearly trying to change your story. Like, I'm kind of wish she pushed him a little bit more on that of like, well, then why did you say that you haven't, but you've talked to so-called New Zealanders, which like extra doubt. Mm-hmm. But I think she should have pushed him on that, being like, well, then that's contradicting what you just said. Like, make it make sense.
Yeah, well, maybe she will. We'll just play a bit more of this and see where she goes.
Why did you feel the need to go on ZB on Friday afternoon, if it was a non-issue?
Well, I was out in Golden Shears actually on the Wairarapa on Thursday. I was actually out in my electorate doing a series of events on Friday and got back, and I could see that the media had worked itself up very strongly on this media poll, and there was all sorts of statements and accusations being made, and so I wanted to set the record straight as quickly as I could with Heather.
How, if you want to set the record straight, why not have a conversation with the people upon whose jobs rely on your leadership? I mean, they're directly impacted by this poll result as well.
Sorry, who are you talking to?
Your caucus.
Because we have a very unified caucus, Ingrid.
Who else is she talking to?
I don't fucking
What the fuck kind of question was that?
Who are you talking to? Oh. It's like you on the phone right now.
We reset the National Party. We went through an election in 2023. We're a very tight team, a very good culture inside our party, inside our team.
Hold up, weren't resets a bad thing? Weren't resets a bad thing like 4 months ago when Te Pāti Māori was like, we're doing a reset?
I don't
Honestly,
need to,
who knows?
but what I need to be focused on and what our whole team is focused on is what Kiwis tell us in polls every day, which is that they're frustrated with the cost of living and the pace of our economic recovery. And that's what we've got to be focused on.
So you are so confident you don't feel the need to talk to anyone about whether they think you are the best person to lead the party?
Eric, Ingrid, the way that we work within our party is we have conversations all the time about the politics that
we're always talking.
The challenge that we have, making sure we deliver for New Zealanders. That is just how we roll as our internal culture. And so I don't need to have those conversations explicitly in that way.
So is there any poll result that would make you have pause for thought?
Well, the key poll is the only poll that matters is November the 7th. There's a number of public polls.
Lock it in.
2 polls a week from different providers.
And that's more or less it. There you go. Lock that in. Remember that, as we know. The only poll that apparently matters is election night.
Which is why you should go and roll to vote. Scan the QR code.
So we'll get back to his fantastic insight a bit later. Moving on, though.
Could you be paying?
We have a bit of a knock-on effect, as I think we were covering last week, I think in a Carl Kalinsky video, talking about the global trade possibly being impacted, and it looks like New Zealand might be projected to be one of the worst hits, as we will soon see. But
paying $3 a litre at the pump. Economists are saying quite possibly, and that's due to a conflict happening thousands of kilometres away. And in the middle of it is the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway between Iran and Oman where 20% of the world's oil moves through. And why does that affect us in little old New Zealand? Well, we import most of our fuel.
Generally, we import it from the likes of South Korea.
Anyway, we don't need to go too much more into that, but so what I've been seeing from commentators is this could have even more serious knock-on effects, because not just the prices of fuel are expected to go up, because so many things run on fuel, particularly farming. You're going to see a lot probably of increase in your local produce. So in what is currently a cost of living crisis, we are going to perhaps get another cost of living crisis, quite possibly. So,
well, that's why in the title of tonight's video I put chronic, because at this point we're surpassing crisis. It's got to go into a next step.
Yeah. What is past crisis?
Well, okay, so
apocalypse?
there isn't one. No, I couldn't find. Like I said, the only terms that come after crisis are in like how you manage crises, and it basically goes to things start getting better. But I think we're still going up. It's just chronic.
Very good point. Imagine if we had reviewed invested in renewable energy. We'll get more into that,
right?
Just down the road just a bit. But after his RNZ interview today, he went and did a public press conference with Nicola Willis, who had a bit of... she had some excuses, let's say. So we'll get into it.
Of course she does.
Go to Joe and then Henry.
Is there a threshold or a price, I guess, that we hit that you would then consider cutting excise tax? Like, what do you have in mind when you say it might happen?
Tax?
Well, what I'm saying is that we have to remember that any short-term relief on petrol tax, ultimately, first you need to replace that petrol tax. We saw that with the last government when it took off the petrol tax for a period. It mounted up a bill of $1 billion and then needed to reimpose that cost on New Zealanders afterwards. And we need to be mindful that those hundreds of millions of dollars aren't free. They need to come from somewhere. And they either come from the road maintenance budget or they come in the cost of borrowing. And we're doing a lot of hard work now as a government to repay debt that was built up during a previous period of short-term responses.
We're not considering at this stage. So just in terms of the specific question, what is the threshold or the price that petrol gets to in this country for you to actually consider cutting that excise tax?
You can expect us to continually weigh up what the short-term gain would be and whether that would be of more benefit to New Zealanders than the medium-term pain that I have to be honest with you would result. I think this is a time for politicians to tell the truth, which is there is no easy answer on that.
So before this, it wasn't the time for politicians. Is that what you're saying?
I guess.
Is that what she's saying with that?
She's saying everything up until now was a fucking lie.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be honest with you.
We're going to be honest. Okay, if we're being real, we could either tax or we could borrow. It's like
she's a woman of the people, clearly.
I mean,
clearly.
And just remember, like this government / the clean car rebate and the clean car standard as well. Remember that was just like I think end of last year sometime they reduced the clean car standard, which is also going to have an effect on fuel consumption in this country. Not to mention they're talking about a fuel tax being implemented next year. But remember they also forced Auckland to get rid of their fuel tax as well.
Yeah.
Which, as much as that would hurt people in a cost of living crisis, it would help in a fuel crisis at the very least, because fuel consumption would be down even more. So double-edged sword, but whilst they're on the subject of that, I thought I'd mention it. So.
Because if we are to suddenly reduce petrol tax, actually every taxpayer pays for that, and they pay for that in a couple of ways. They pay for that both in terms of reduced activity on our roads, but potentially they also pay for that in increased borrowing, increased interest costs and increased debt. So what New Zealanders can expect from us is that we will weigh that sensibly in order to deliver the best medium-term security for New Zealand. Pose that ultimately.
Sorry. Wow, it's like you have to make tough choices when there's some kind of economic crisis going on. Interesting. So
also, thank you for explaining us how taxes work.
But yeah, well, speaking of taxes, we're gonna go more into Nicholas talking again about taxes.
Term interests.
Is there a dig at Labour who's clearly toying with the temporary, like promoting a temporary fuel tax?
No, that's simply me focusing on New Zealand's interests.
And it's also us simply saying, as we've talked about for some time now, that prudent economic management really matters. We know we have to restock the cupboards to make sure that we can deal with any future crisis that may come our way, which is why fiscal and financial discipline really matters. And that's why, we've said if you...
I really wish... I want to see a supercut. Maybe you can make this for us. Okay. Of just her explaining all those answers, and then Chris just going, "Oh yeah, but I'm just so you know, like he really felt like he could tell that she was like things were getting piled on. He's like, oh shit, I better fucking try to
corporate spin master into the rescue.
Let the man speak.
Exactly.
Let the man speak.
I think I could say that much better.
Actually are wanting to crank up spending. Well, there's only two ways to do it: increase taxes or borrowing.
What?
We're sort of at the capacity where we need to be, and that's why we've got to put ourselves on a path.
I thought we were going for growth. I thought that was the strategy. What happened to going for growth? You didn't run on taxes, more taxes, or more borrowing. You ran on less taxes, less borrowing. But now here you are saying, more. But the only way we can grow, grow our economy is either more taxes or more borrowing. The money needs to come from somewhere. So,
they're giving us very binary options. They're really like trying to frame it as if it's this or that. Like there's no other options as well, which I'm like, but you're trying to tell us that these are the only ways, but you're wrong.
But all they do is criticize Labour for their mass borrowing. These guys borrow more, and they've criticized Labour for their fear-mongering, saying they're going to bring in a CGT, they're going to bring in taxes, they're going to bring in taxes. Like, that's what you guys are discussing. But apparently it's justified when you do it. So
right?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, neither. Bullshit.
So I guess they're pro-tax again. But maybe they'll decide it's a levy or something later.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Will it be a levy? Will it be a charge? Or will it be a fucking...
This will be a fuel charge.
Yeah, maybe we should run a... Actually, you know what we'll do? Maybe we should run a poll, and we'll get everyone to put down what they think the new word will be. Okay. We can play synonyms.
The corporate spin master is coming in. Everyone get out your thesaurus, or thesaurus, depending on how you like to say it.
Ooh.
What some
Who
people
the fuck
say
says thesaurus?
I've heard people say thesaurus.
Oh, I hate that.
It's like how people say a parabole or parabola. You know, it's like
who the fuck calls it a parabola?
A parabole.
Yeah, who calls it that?
People.
It's horrible.
A math teacher I had, for example.
Ew.
Anyway.
No.
Yeah, and apparently, here's Luxon talking about how great we are at renewable energy now too. Apparently.
Do you believe that the New Zealand economy is overly reliant on imported fossil fuels like oil? You can imagine if we had more EVs, more electrification, we might be more resilient to those sorts of price rises. We wouldn't eliminate it completely by any means, but we'd be more resilient. Is that a future that you...
Well, I think the first thing I'd say is, New Zealand's a top 10 country in terms of its proportion of energy coming from renewable sources.
This guy actually does, I don't have it clipped, he goes on to challenge him after that, but that straight away is already false. We'll get into that in a second. He misspoke there. He means electricity, not energy. Energy is a different story.
So we run at about 87, 88%. As you heard me say, and I don't think was probably reported with great fanfare in recent weeks, in the last quarter, October quarter, we had the lowest emissions in this country that we've had since 2010.
Did we?
And we are also experiencing a massive renewables boom that's up and running and underway in this country. And it's really exciting to see. It's domestic investors, it's international investors wanting to invest in solar and wind and geothermal. You've seen that with Contact's result recently as well. So we need to double the amount of the quantum of renewables. That's what we call Electrify New Zealand.
Okay. So there we go. We're going in on the renewables now. Firstly, just to clarify, so 88% of our electrical grid is renewable. But however, our electrical grid only makes up 26% of total energy consumption. Just 23% is renewable energy. So that includes like other things like vehicles and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can see here's the percentage of fossil fuels in red. People burning wood for fire and stuff, example, as well. So just to clarify, he might not have been technically being dishonest there, but again, that's something he'll have to clarify, I suppose, because he misspoke there. And speaking of this, I did look into this. He is correct. He's 100% correct. The emissions for the last quarter are the lowest they have been since 2010. Couple of things to consider there. Firstly, this is just industry emissions. Only industry emissions.
Right.
So, what else is the lowest, highest since 2010? Do you want to take a guess?
My power bill?
No. Liquidations.
Oh my god.
So we have lower emissions since 2010 because we've got less businesses since 2010 compared to 2010.
That will definitely take a chunk.
Yes, it's not because we got more efficient. It's just we've got less businesses.
Well, it makes sense, especially because a lot of those businesses leave their fucking lights on 24/7. Their computers on 24/7.
That's something I wish was kind of regulated. That one pissed me off. Yeah.
Honestly, especially obviously living here in Wellington, the amount of buildings around me where I just see all these offices with lights on, and they have the fucking technology to have the lights that turn on when someone enters a room.
Yeah.
They have them at the university. Mm-hmm. That's probably a whole nother video we could talk about.
Yep. But anyway, so I just thought I'd clarify that because who knows when Luxon's gonna unmisspeak and clear up what he said.
I'm also curious then what how that graph would look if it wasn't just looking at the industrial, if it was looking do we have one that looks at all of New Zealand?
It might even be on here, honestly, but I didn't really go looking that deep. I didn't have that much time, so
no, that's fine.
But I'm sure someone can dig it up if anyone wants to do that whilst we continue on. But look, that was more or less that's half of it. Anyway,
we're halfway there, folks.
That's half of the entire current kerfuffle. But moving on, it gets even worse. Turns out the USA is literally betting against our economy. We're being shorted right now. Our TVNZ reported on, I think, last night, so we'll get into that.
The economic fallout from the conflict continues. New Zealand exports to the Middle East are likely to face delays. There are also concerns that the unrest will see inflation levels rise. Business correspondent Jason Walls reports.
Kiwi dairy is exported to every corner of the planet, including the Middle East, and it's not just on milk that they're after. Exports to Gulf countries, that's the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Kuwait and Bahrain, have increased steadily over the past decade. In 2025, New Zealand companies exported almost $3.4 billion worth of goods made up of mainly dairy and meat. But with the conflict raging and constricted maritime routes, those exports are expected to take a hit.
New Zealand sends lots of meat, and the region actually likes eating meat.
And it's not just what we send offshore, but what we import from the Gulf too.
For example, urea made out of natural gas is used in agriculture, and at the moment already the prices are hiking up. We might see input cost increasing because of fertilizer and similar supplies being more expensive.
That, along with the increase in petrol prices, is likely to have a noticeable impact on inflation. The Reserve Bank's job is to keep inflation between 1% and 3%. At the moment, it's sitting at 3.1%. And if inflation moves any higher outside of that target band, the Reserve Bank could decide to increase interest rates in a bid to bring inflation back down. Expert.
If that happens, that's it. Nail in the coffin, I'd say. They're gone, 100% gone. So, get giddy, I suppose, if mortgage rates go up, because honestly, I think they'll kneecap them.
Say the risk of higher inflation will be on the Reserve Bank's mind.
There's already a sense that inflation is on the high side and people expect it to remain there. Ultimately, they may have to bite the bullet and raise rates at some point.
The lower New Zealand dollar also adding pressure. Last week, the Bank of America said the Kiwi dollar was its preferred, quote, short option. In other words, currency traders around the world are being encouraged to sell New Zealand dollars as the conflict continues.
The Reserve Bank will have to think about what that means for future growth and future inflation pressures as well.
The prospect of rising interest rates in an election year is likely worrying to the government as well.
Whether there is any further upward pressure from events in the Middle East conflict depends on how that conflict plays out.
A conflict already threatening to have wide-reaching consequences here.
All right, and fuck Jason's shitty commentary. All hail Jason, the greatest financial reporter of our time. Yeah, fuck him. Yeah. So look forward to that, I suppose. Whilst we, I don't know. I would love to hear Craig Rennie's opinion on all of this. I'll put it that way. How is this going to pan out for the New Zealand currency? Long term, short term. In fact, are they even doing Craig Rennie's Locked Out? I haven't seen him release an episode in ages. No, think about it.
Actually. Well, I mean, he's obviously been super busy. I believe they're still doing it. It's just with the campaigning and stuff. Like, I literally saw him yesterday because he spent the whole day, because I got there quite late in the afternoon, so he had been there the whole day. But it sounds like it was really good though. But I would love to hear some from Craig, especially with all the stuff that's been coming out.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not good for foreign investors, I'll put it that way. That our dollar's gonna crash. But let's move on. We've got some more of this morning's interview with Mr. Luxons, so we'll get into it.
The election is all about the economy. Isn't that even worse news for you, though? Because there's a very real chance that this fragile recovery is going to be slammed by what's happening with Iran.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, we are in a much better place dealing with this Iranian conflict than we would have been 2 years ago. And that's because we've got spending, inflation and interest rates under control, and that positions us well. It's happening to all 195 countries around the world, and we're monitoring it very closely, particularly any risk to our supply chain disruptions or any oil price impacts. It ultimately is how long the conflict continues or how it escalates from here, and that's what we're monitoring very closely.
But for voters here who are going to feel this, unemployment, it's at a 9-year high, the number of companies going under at a 15-year high, and they're going to feel that their prices going up. So this is bad news.
But Ingrid, I'm sure you're reporting on the fact that we've had GDP growth up 1.1% just in the last quarter.
Do you hear the Dow is up?
Inflation and
oh my God, it came under 50,000.
I know.
48,000 now.
He's doing that. He's doing the Pam Bondi. Freaking moron.
Well, I'm just really noticing how much he'll go, we've gotten this under control, and just expects us to believe that.
Yeah.
Like, on what basis, sir?
On the basis,
where are the facts to back this up?
Willis said they're being honest now. It's the time for politicians to be honest. They're finally being honest.
Right,
yeah.
Now he's honest.
Yeah,
okay.
He's being honest this time, okay? Green shoots are finally coming. They're coming.
Out of his ass.
We've got consumer confidence, business confidence, farmer confidence, all the highest it's been for some.
Did you say business confidence? What is that? It's like a survey. What's a survey like? What's another word for a survey? A poll? A poll?
Oh.
Is that a poll?
Oh, but we don't listen to polls
until
weird.
November. But check out this poll about business confidence. They love me.
And also, who was he polling? Because we just literally saw the liquidation fucking
I don't
chart.
Well, the few people that are still in business, they're like, we love it. We get it. We've now got a monopoly on this shit. This is great.
Well, you're not wrong, though. Like, even just here in town, there is like a few bars that are still succeeding, and I think a lot of it's now up to the fact that they're just getting a lot more business because there's nowhere else to fucking go.
Time we've got manufacturing growth outperforming many countries around the world. We've got record exports up 12 billion, had a trade surplus for the first time in 5 years. There's lots of progress on building consents, construction jobs, job ads, all that good stuff. So I'm sure as much as you focus on the negative, there's also some very positive things to say that our recovery is underway.
That may well be true, but as you know, the cost of living is the number one issue for voters, and they are feeling the pinch.
Well, that's what I said to you. That's why I talk to New Zealanders every day, and we want to see more New Zealanders.
Well, apparently he talks to everyone every day. Apparently he talks to his party every day, talks to New Zealanders every day.
I feel like he's saying that because it's like, I talk to New Zealanders every day. My kids and my wife are New Zealanders. The people in my party are New Zealanders. It feels like he's saying that in a way.
Just, be talking to his wife.
Technically, he is talking to them every day. They're the same Kiwis. There's no, variety in there, but he does talk to them.
Year.
Yes, but they're not. And the last Ipsos poll said that they thought Labour would do a better job on the cost of living and the economy. And as I say, whatever fragile recovery is going on, for you, I'm certainly not blaming you for this, but as it turns out, the Iranian conflict may take the wind out of those sails.
And what I'd say is, relative to any of the other 195 countries in the world that are dealing with the same impacts of this conflict, we are incredibly well positioned, and that's thanks to some.
But people aren't going to be worried about what's happening in other countries, are they? They're going to worry about what's happening in their back pocket.
Correct, and that's exactly why it's great that we've got the economic indicators and the economic data is heading in the right direction. We can see it: inflation, interest rate, tourism, export numbers, the stuff I just talked to you about. But actually, many don't feel it yet, and that's what we need to see as we go into our third year of this term. Is we want to see more people feel it,
Mr. Krabs?
Exactly. Well, when are they going to feel? What I'm saying is, I don't think. Do you really think they're going to feel better by the time we get to the election?
Well, that's what the story has been, Ingrid. We inherited.
That's what the story has been.
Oh my
He's
God,
going back to
no.
it. We inherited it. I mean, the complete lack of self-awareness. It's like, what is happening right now, you moron?
I don't even think it's a lack of self-awareness. I think it's just a genuine, I stick to my fucking script. Bro's ChatGPTing it. He doesn't need to ask ChatGPT. He is ChatGPT. Mm-hmm. He's been fed his lines, and that's why he can never answer anything. All he can do is refer back to stuff and then make claims that are often incorrect. Just absolute liar.
He's not incorrect. He just misspeaks. Okay?
They're going to feel better by the time we get to the election.
Well, that's what the story has been, Ingrid. We inherited a mess from the last government, huge amounts of debt, spending out of control. We've cleaned that up in 24 months. There's more for us to...
Cleaned what up in 24 months?
What's this? Cleaned it up, didn't you?
Continue to do.
Unless he means cleaning up the homeless off the streets. I guess that's something he is trying to do.
I suppose so.
From a recession in our first year. Last year I kept talking to you about it.
What was that? A recession in your first year? That's right. There was a recession in your first year. Good. Thanks for pointing that out.
Two-speed economy. We had parts of New Zealand doing well, parts of New Zealand not doing as well. And you've seen in the last 3 to 6 months there's more...
Just to clarify, the recession started in his first year. Started.
Positive momentum, and we just want to see that more. It's like a snowball. We want to see more momentum as we go through the course of the year and have more Kiwis feeling the benefits of the recovery.
Yes, I know you want to feel that. I'm asking you, do you think that New Zealanders will feel economically better off by the time you get to the election?
All I can say is, from day one to where we sit 24 months later, we have been improving this economy. There are many New Zealanders who are benefiting from growth. Think about the South Island. Think about our primary industry.
Think about the South Island.
We're challenged, as I said to you, in the middle of last year, particularly in our big cities, particularly Auckland. But you're seeing momentum in Auckland. You're seeing consumer confidence actually the highest in Auckland from all the regions across New Zealand. So it's about making sure we've got rolling thunder. We've got a momentum on the way.
Rolling thunder. Is that the new strategy? Luxon riding in on rolling thunder.
Also, how can he say, look at the South Island, that place we refused to give a good hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
That place that we don't want to send ferries across to that are rail enabled properly.
Oh, they got it too good. The economy's going great there. They don't need a new hospital. They can pay for it themselves. Get a private hospital.
I mean, Christchurch is doing a lot well, but it's all down to the community and the local councils.
Do you enjoy talking to the media?
Love it. Yeah, I make myself very available on the way.
Love it.
Do you enjoy talking to the media?
Love it.
You can see
Wow, I know.
the smile on his face.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love it. It's great.
Great.
Yeah, I make myself very available to the media throughout the course of any given week.
What about Q&A?
Well, as to which outlets we talk to, as to based on who they talk to and how they reach and what their ratings look like, those are decisions ultimately made by my media team.
What do you mean
But
what their ratings
I think
look
when you
like?
look at any leader around the world and the accessibility you have to me as media, it's pretty high.
Are you saying that the reason that you don't appear on Q&A is because of their ratings?
No, just saying there'll be reasons for why we choose who we engage with and when we do.
So we choose Mike
I did Q&A
Hoskins?
last year with Mikey in India on our trip to India, which was really good. And I'm sure I'll do it again. But it's
To be fair, I did look into the numbers. Mike Hoskins does get more, just FYI, than Q&A.
Yeah, because all the old cookers watch him.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but also the caliber of journalism. You're trying to say Jack Tame, that his reputation does not at least bring him up to that.
Yeah, he's like, fuck you. You ain't worth shit.
Also, again, I keep feeling like every time he says stuff like this, it's like, no one would have let Jacinda or Chippy get away with this shit. They would be absolutely dogpiling them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But this guy just gets to stutter and blunder his fucking way through.
Yeah. Yeah, he sucks. As Chewie likes to say, he's just not very good at this. I was going to go into this deeply. I think we'll just skip over this because I just want to highlight, this was Winston today. I think we'll push this along, the deeper Marsden Point discussion. I think we'll push that to next week. But I just want to highlight this because Winston is, he's going the way of Joe Biden. Let's say that. It's just...
Bojaden.
Let's see if you can understand that, some of these answers.
Did we express where we sit on this war in terms of, acknowledging it, if not being prepared at this stage to make any determination on its legality?
We made it very clear in a statement that I put out myself where we stand on this matter. It's been massively interpreted by some, and deliberately so in some cases, sad to say, because we're talking about this nation's reputation in what is a new and difficult circumstances in the extreme, like we have not contemplated before in our recent history. But that's where we stand, and we've not changed.
So where does he stand? What?
Exactly.
I'm so confused. I'm like, I didn't smoke that much weed before the show, and I'm really lost. Like, what the fuck was that?
Let's just listen to that again.
We made it very clear in a statement that I put out myself where we stand on this matter. It's been massively interpreted by some, and deliberately so in some cases, sad to say, because we're talking about this nation's reputation in what is a new and difficult circumstances in the extreme, like we have not contemplated before in our recent history.
In the extreme likelihood in which we have not contemplated in our recent history, what?
That line, so especially that last, in a way that we have not contemplated, that manner of speaking is Trump. That's the way that he speaks in his, like, grammatical...
I mean, it's turned into weird word salad. Like, I still don't know what the fuck he's trying to say.
But that's where we stand, and we've not changed.
All I heard from there is, I've told you what we said that other time. That other time, I guess people took that. And then it's like you didn't actually state what you said.
No.
You've just started to say it was something else, and then, I don't know, apparently it got it somewhere.
And just so no one thinks I'm cherry picking, here's literally the next one.
By the signs that this war is continuing to spread, and that in particular energy prices are now soaring, this is going to have major downstream effects for the New Zealand economy.
Well, it was a foreseeable strategy of Iran that had been spreading terrorism massively for decades, that they would seek to do it even in these circumstances to make it as difficult for as many countries as they possibly could to try and emphasize that the war is costing other countries, including the people who are the countries that are involved. There's nothing that was not predictable in this, so I don't know why countries or anyone is surprised, because they had been doing it from a terrorist point of view in an extreme way for decades.
So, those who didn't understand whatever the fuck he just said, I listened to that about 6 times. And I broke it down piece by piece. In essence, what he just said, it was obvious this was going to happen. That's what he said. That's in so many words. Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Like, yes, people did say that was going to happen. Not necessarily because they're terrorists, Mr. Peters.
Yeah. I mean, let's just listen to what the last thing he has to say.
New Zealand's pretty vulnerable, though, isn't it, in terms of its energy infrastructure? We no longer have a refinery. We are potentially looking at importing LNG. We are vulnerable.
Well, you're precisely right. It shows you that the Marsden Point decision, in the sense that there was no intervention by the government, was a matter of, that was by choice and by policy choice and preferential choice of the last Labour government, was an act of massive sabotage. These are the facts here. With Marsden Point, with our own supply...
The facts are Marsden Point was a privately owned company from, I think it was Refine NZ, and it went under, and that has nothing to do with the fucking government. So, man's fucking cooked. Anyway,
wow, yeah. He wanted the government to bail them out, which is very, like... I feel like he would not normally encourage such a... Like, the way he acts about the Wellington airport...
Yes.
But he cares about this fucking Marsden Point.
Especially if we consider the time it went under, around 2020, 2021, and his part of their entire rhetoric was overspending. So you wanted them to spend another 1 to 2 mil on this thing, but you're also criticizing them for... It fucking makes no sense. It goes against his own narrative. So, but
He's
that's
good at
not
that.
shocking. So, look, let's move the fuck on from Cranky Willie, because who cares? Let's go on to some other news. I think you have a whole lot of stuff prepped us.
Yeah, we do have your Iran stuff next, but we can skip to mine and get to yours after that if you want a break.
I mean, you had Iran stuff. I just had one thing.
Mix. Okay,
Yeah.
it's our Iran stuff.
Yeah, it's our own stuff.
Communism.
But we can do that.
Yeah, let's go for that one then.
Okay, let's go for that.
I will have to open my shit up and share my screen. Oh, you did me dirty, man. I was almost there. I was almost fucking there.
Well, you don't like gradients?
No, it just makes me feel very unprepared. Talking of unprepared, Iran has defied Trump and has elevated Khamenei's son Mojtaba, and I really should have actually looked up how to pronounce that before the show, I just realized, as successor. So, as was kind of already guessed.
Trump was supposed to pick him.
Well, yes, exactly. I mean, it's almost like Iran doesn't give a shit, because it's almost like they just got attacked.
Weird.
And provoked, and oh no, they won't be nice. And I'm sure we're gonna get some very interesting sound bites out of Trump around this news. I mean, we kind of knew it was going to be the son. That was always going to be the case. I see we've got a video here. Do we want to?
Yeah. Well, this is just the lovely Sarah Payne again. Just because Trump's all going on this whole unconditional surrender point, which let's just say it's problematic for multiple reasons. But this more or less, I'll let Sarah speak for me. Let's just get into it. You gonna press play?
Oh shit! Sorry, I forgot. I'm the one doing it now.
So
I was reading the
robust
comments.
again.
Hold on, let me not speak over him.
All right, cool.
Why was Russia so robust against, not initially, but eventually so robust against pushing back against the Germans? Despite losing tens of millions of soldiers, the government doesn't collapse like the Tsars did in World War I. And not only that, but a communist country is able to produce these really advanced tanks in large and reliable numbers. There's so many mysteries there, like why central planning worked, why the government didn't collapse, despite the fact that Stalin, killed off so many of his people. He would have been hated, right? So.
But Hitler killed more and was more hated. What you're thinking about is what did the Russians do? I'm going to flip it. What did the Germans do? A useful concept comes from the Samuel Griffiths translation of Sun Tzu, which talks about death ground. What's death ground? It's when your enemy puts you on death ground, which means they're going to...
Oh my God.
Oh, why did you do that?
I was trying to close another tab. I'm sorry, Fano. I'm terrible.
But she's speaking about death ground there, which is about essentially imminent death of your foe, which Trump hasn't explicitly said that, but when you say unconditional surrender, like, I mean, you know.
All right, I got it back. We're back. We're back.
Right, cool.
Should be at the right spot.
And therefore, you have no choice but to fight. Because if you don't fight, you're dead. And even if you fight, your odds are poor, but at least that's the only way you're going to get out. The Ukrainians initially welcomed the Germans. Why? Because Stalin and friends had imposed the terrible famine of the early 1930s on them, and they couldn't imagine that anything would be worse than that until they met Nazis, who then had them dig their own mass graves. The Ukrainians rethought that whole thing. Mm-hmm. And if you do this to people, you will conjure...
Sorry, what were we...
Oh, no, keep going a bit, actually.
...a formidable enemy. So that's what happened to Russia. You can see it happening to Ukraine now before your eyes.
All right, stop it there.
Go back before the...
Yeah, so maybe a little bit more debatable about the Ukraine one, but this one I see more parallels, frankly. You know, I guess somewhat the authoritarian regime being invaded by another fascist authoritarian regime. Yeah, let's just, because we know how it goes for a lot of the time with the citizens on the ground, and especially in this situation where it's unconditional surrender, basically lay down your arms, or we will fucking destroy you, essentially. It's like Stannis the Menace, you know, bend the knee or I will destroy you. It's like essentially that attitude, which, as we've already seen, has got the rally around the flag effect, which is just pretty much the same that happened to the Soviets in World War II. So I'm not saying they'll win because of it, but it's going to be a hard fight. It's going to be a hard-fought battle, and if you compare this invasion to the Soviet invasion, that's flat land. That's all flat. This is mountainous terrain, much easier to defend, especially even with a small population, much easier to defend. Hit and run tactics, guerrilla tactics, completely different type of warfare. But it's, yeah, let's look. We'll see how things develop, but it's, yeah.
Well, in terms of developments, I saw this as well today. Request for Australian help shows the changing nature of warfare.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, the Gulf states calls for Australian military assistance shows the changing nature of weaponry, and warfare leaders on both sides of the Tasman are reckoning with it, says defence experts. The Australian government is considering a request for help from all 6 Gulf states, Oman, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait and Qatar, for protection against Iranian drone and missile attacks which have targeted airports and oil infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Winnie P has said that the government has not received a request. Thank fucking God.
Okay.
Because they probably would, knowing these guys, just to be assholes. Massey University Professor of International Relations said Australian ministers will have to carefully weigh what counter-drone and missile protection means. It's quite important about the requesters. By nature, they are being deemed defensive, and so the Australian government is having to weigh what that might look like and whether or not engaging in any way in this war could potentially pull them into more offensive action.
Yep. Yeah, look, I don't think this is going to rub... I think it's going to stick to Albanese, like this and all this action that he's doing, just sort of kowtowing to Trump. I don't think it's going to be good come next election for him, probably.
I hope so.
Yeah, like people already had some issues with him. But
yeah, I mean, people have been going flip-flopping on Albanese.
Oh,
and I get it. It's easy to do. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, cool. I love when things start escalating to people asking for other countries to start getting involved. That's not going to turn us into a fucking world war or anything.
Yeah.
If we could, I mean, we might be able to say it already started.
So I was camping in the weekend, barbecue sort of thing, with some workmates, and one of them saying some, let's just say he clearly watches too much American media. Yep. Started going on a passionate rant about the people of Iran, saying, we gotta liberate, blah, 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 all this kind of crap. And the thing that I ultimately thought, I'm like, if you're so passionate about this, like, why Iran? Why Iran? Like, because we haven't done around the world in a while, but when we did, we saw all the fucked up things that were happening. Let's see, fucking Venezuela, Argentina, Haiti, Madagascar, Sudan, Palestine,
Japan,
Israel,
even.
USA, Japan, Nepal, India. I can fucking go on. Unfortunately, so like it's literally like, what the fuck makes Iran, the abuse of the people of Iran, so unique? That you need to go start a global war.
I gotta guess. They're brown terrorists.
That's true, but the people of Haiti are brown.
Yeah, but were they labeled terrorists by pretty much the entire world?
Yeah, they will be at some point.
Like, that's the one thing that I've really started to, especially watching this happen, and all the parallels people are drawing between this and fucking the George Bush and shit like that, and fucking Iraq war. And I'm sitting here going, wait a minute. We were told that they were the bad guys, but I also remember the photos that came out of Abu Ghraib. So, yeah, seems it's repeating. That's for fucking sure. And I just don't like this.
Well, and as much you can blame Trump for this, you also have a lot to blame Bush for, because he started the precedent for most of this, going around Congress to declare war, all that kinds of stuff, Wartime Powers Act, all this shit. It's been a long road coming of lesser evildom. People voting shitty corporate candidates, unfortunately. This is just a result of that, ultimately. Which is, it's a shame, especially when you hear, we listened to Kyle last week, but it's so annoying. He every chance he gets, he pivots to, and if we voted Kamala, this would be better. And I'm like, I suppose. He's not
wrong.
Yeah, he's not, but it's like, a polished turd versus a fucking just shitty, slop. Yeah. I don't deny anyone that she would have been better, but it's like, that's like, how could you be fucking worse? I'll put it that way.
Yeah, but I think though I still get his point though, because it's more about trying to point out to people, same we're doing here, of like, these are consequences of political action. And
yes, no, but that's what I'm trying to say.
People who, especially with the Kamala stuff, like, we also have to remember in the context of, like, a lot of lefties in America chose to not vote at all because they decided that, they would like to cut off their nose to spite their own fucking face.
Well, no, because look, you literally need to remember all the rhetoric that Kamala was saying before coming in. She was painting herself as pro-police. She was calling herself the border czar. The border czar.
Yeah, but that was because, again, she was taking a strategy of trying to lure in people that weren't just the left, who generally, like, I don't think it was necessarily
whose fucking fault is it that they didn't get the left vote then?
I actually do blame the lefties. I blame the lefties.
Yeah, no,
I blame them for not voting.
No, you blame them for not voting.
Yeah, I blame them for not voting because even before the election happened, I was like, cool, you can either not vote for Kamala or you can not vote and Trump has even more of a chance of getting in. It's the whole, we can't let...
The party knew from their internal polling that Kamala was dog shit. They knew that.
We can't let...
But they ran her anyway.
But lefties need to learn that we can't always, especially in certain positions, we can't let good be the, fucking, the enemy of perfect.
Good, yes, true. Now, look, let's apply that backwards through to the 90s. We have done that. People voted for Clinton. People voted for Obama. It was all fucking sad shit.
Yes, but imagine if people voted for Hillary. Imagine if Hillary got in. We wouldn't have had all of the Trump stuff that has come from it.
Why not?
Because it's all his side of the aisle.
What stops Trump running the next year?
Yes, but again, it's about changing certain steps in certain areas.
Look, I'm not going to talk
the same
hypothetical alt history. That's pointless. So I'm not going to talk about that.
The same way I, as a Green Party member, have started talking to other lefties who can be a bit like, oh, well, Labour, I don't agree with Labour on these two issues, so therefore I'd rather not vote for anyone. I think that's stupid. You can't necessarily expect the party to get everything 100% the way you want.
Well,
because
we're in
you're
a
not
different
a
system than that, though. People have options here.
But it's very childish to go, I don't get exactly what I want, so I'm not participating.
No, that's true.
I personally think that people who don't vote don't get an opinion.
Right, but again, it was the entire consequence of people taking that vote that, okay, I'm going to vote for this shit candidate over the even more shit candidate that's gotten us to this place. We have devolved. And, that's literally what you're advocating for.
But that's what I'm saying is that the last time, if we had have just gone, look, it's not perfect, but at least we can get our foot in the door.
Foot in the door to what?
Because that's the other... To change.
To change?
Yeah.
When the fuck was that? Was that going to happen under Kamala Harris?
I'm saying it's the other people who are within, you're thinking too top level. We've got Mamdani as a Democrat. Yep. We've got new Democrats who are coming up. If things change,
working. Look at that.
Yes,
good. And that's when people actually support a good leftist candidate. Good on them. And
yes,
again, you can blame the DNC for their corporate bullshit for this. You talked about Hillary. Go back 2016. What did they do? They rigged the delegates. They ousted Bernie Sanders.
Oh, for sure.
They shot themselves in the foot. It is their own fault. They can whine, they can bitch, they can moan, they can go, you didn't vote for us. And it's like, well, what the fuck did you do when everyone on the left was going, fuck this candidate, we hate them, we like this guy, fucking pick him, and they go, nah, we want the centrist fucking corporate candidate. You know why? Because our donors want her. That's why.
But at the same time, isn't it better to go with the party that at least has
I'm going to quote Marx, you only work with the corporatists when you can guarantee the outcomes of the worker. Okay?
Yes, but we don't live in that world. The point is,
we don't live in that world. That's the world we want to live in, and we're not going to do that if we keep trying to play in that world.
Choice.
All right, we need to get back. We need to move on from this debate. We're going to waste too much time.
They don't have that choice.
We'll come back to this. We'll do a showdown mini stream another day where we can battle this out. But we should move on because we're going to run out of time.
All right. So doctor apologizes after not telling patient bone graft came from a dead donor. This one is this happened in, I believe, 2015. But obviously most of these things we don't tend to find out the results for quite some time. And so essentially a man who got a bone graft was also a Māori man. And so obviously getting bone from a deceased person goes against tikanga, as bones are very, very as they are very sacred to Māori. For those of you who don't know, bones are actually iwi. So iwi means bones.
Oh.
Yeah, which is why obviously iwi are named such, because, well, they're the bones of the Māori people. And so this was kind of a little bit shocking to see, but it seems they had to apologize to him because he didn't actually find out until 4 months after he got the graft that they did. I mean, they said they weren't aware of his ethnicity. But to be frank, I feel like most people would like to know. You know, am I getting this from someone who's dead or someone who's, just, I guess you wouldn't always assume. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, you'd assume bones would probably have to come from a dead person. But I'm also not a doctor.
But a lot of people wouldn't have, you'd assume it's an animal first, usually, or something like that. You know?
I had not even considered that it could be an animal.
The last thing, if someone gave me something that was made of bone, the last thing I would think is it's human bone, you know?
No, that's valid. That's valid. But yeah, not a huge story, but just a couple of hospital stories that we've had, because we also had this one of a diabetic patient who died in Waikato Hospital stairwell after needing food that got delayed.
Okay.
This one happened in 2019.
Oh, what?
Yeah. And so a diabetic 79-year-old who had a head injury and no pulse when he was found unconscious and alone.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So essentially the man who had mild dementia and reduced mobility was in the cardiac care unit after a heart attack. The commission's report said at about 9:30 he received a falling blood sugar reading of 4.4 and told a nurse he was worried about it. At that level, his family had told nurses he could become unsteady on his feet. The nurse went to get him a sandwich, but there were none in the ward fridges, so she had to go to another ward. When she returned 10 to 15 minutes later, he was not in his room, so she left the sandwich by his bed. 10 minutes later, he was still not there. I know, right? And she wrongly assumed he was in the toilet. A search for him did not begin for 55 minutes.
Okay, before I'm too hard on this nurse, remember, a lot of these people overwork, stressed out. They've got multiple...
It is the night shift.
Oh, it's the night shift? Well, even then,
yeah, it's the night shift.
I still won't assume I know. I don't know how busy the night shift is. So... I'll just leave that open.
The night shift would be because he's in a cardiac care. That means he's not like an ED or anything. So they're not having a lot of those things. So I mean, and again, I'm sure they are understaffed, but it does seem a little negligent when you know he's got dementia, he's old, and they also note though. In reality, he had left his room and was last seen on CCTV footage at the snack machine. He had walked past the nurse's station and had been passed by 7 staff members, none of whom appeared to check on him at all. He had gone out of a fire exit, was not found until the passing doctor found him unconscious. Tried to get him help, but unfortunately it was too late.
Damn.
And yeah, obviously the family are very unhappy. And
when did this happen? Like last couple of days, was it?
No, this was 2019.
Oh, it's 2019. Okay, so they've actually done like an investigation into this.
Yeah. This is where all of this is coming from. Is that which is why often when we do get these like healthcare related ones, they're often a bit historic because of the amount of time it takes for them to get through all of these things. But pretty horrible to see, and I guess another reason why our hospitals and doctors need more.
Welcome to the 21st century, people. Sorry.
Speaking of New Zealand not being adequate, spy agency warns New Zealand's cybersecurity barely up to scratch.
Told ya.
Fucking who would have thunk it? Yeah, this one came out 4 days ago. Government has launched the cybersecurity reforms in the scramble to catch up with its Five Eyes partners, even as its intelligence agency warns that some of the country's critical infrastructure is barely up to scratch.
Let's do nothing and maybe they'll kick us out of Five Eyes.
I was just actually kind of thinking that. I'm like, also how embarrassing. Like, you go into this agreement knowing you don't have the fucking infrastructure, like... Surely if they were going to sign up to that, they'll be like delaying negotiations so that they can really like quickly start doing some kind of like investment or something. Threats are spiraling, but security remain very patchy. The Government Communications Security Bureau has told MPs. Unfortunately, there are pockets, including our critical infrastructure, where that cybersecurity is barely meeting the foundational level that we would expect. Australia was spurred in 2022 to overhaul its critical infrastructure protections by a hack on a big telco, Optus, that exposed 10 million customers. I love how they only do it when, like, bad shit happens for the individuals.
Yeah.
The reform push in Aotearoa 4 years later comes in the wake of 2 cyber attacks that stole sensitive patient data from Medimap and Manage My Health, and is accompanied by a new cybersecurity strategy and an action plan, apparently. The strategy replaces one done in 2019 that predated generative AI and ChatGPT, which, like, that does actually just make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a surprise.
The money will be found because it has to be found.
Fuck. She's good, ain't she?
She is good.
Oh, yeah, well, I think...
She's also retiring this year. So, yay.
Yeah, but she's going to fucking...
Oh, no, you...
Be that fucking...
She's
yeah,
in,
I'm
like,
sorry
the Law
to
Society
ruin it.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
She's in the Law Society, I think.
She just got picked as well.
Yeah.
Hand-picked. No. Who cares about vetting? Well, surely for a job like that, we should have 2,500 applicants. Surely. Yeah. And actually, this video here that I wanted us just to have a quick look at. It's a therapist that I follow. He's awesome. He does great content. And he's talking about basically the psychological mechanism that turns good people into, well, not so good people. Okay. It also explains how shifts in the Overton window can happen. So.
Psychological mechanism that turns good people, you, into people who don't care about dead children. Also you. The U.S. and Israel bombed a girls' elementary school in Iran. Over 100 kids, 7 to 12 years old, dead. You just felt something uncomfy and you want to scroll. I get it, but just give me 1 minute. There's a psychologist named Albert Bandura who spent his entire career studying one very specific question. How do good people end up participating in atrocity? Not monsters, not sociopaths, just regular people who love their kids and tip their servers and cry at Pixar movies. And what he found is that it doesn't happen all at once. It happens through small incremental steps he called moral disengagement. One of the primary mechanisms is repeated exposure to something horrible without ever actually letting yourself feel it, which is just a clinical way of saying the scroll. It's this fucking shit, right? Every time something like this happens and you move past that uncomfortable feeling without sitting in it, your brain files that away. And the threshold for what feels unbearable, it's a little higher and a little higher. You don't notice it happening, and that's the entire point. So I want you to think about,
which is also known as desensitization,
where you were like 10 years ago. If you had seen headlines like this, what would that have done to you? Now, compare that to right now. That gap isn't you becoming more informed about geopolitics. That's Bandura's mechanism working exactly as described on you. There are mothers in Iran who kiss their daughters goodbye before their first day of school this week. And right now, they're identifying bodies. And there's no scroll for them, ever, right? So just stay here for a moment. Let it sink in. Let yourself actually feel whatever is coming up, the helplessness, the rage, the grief. Don't outsmart it. Don't regulate it away. Because the decision you make in the next few seconds, whether you stay or whether you scroll, that's not just about today. That's about who you're slowly becoming.
No pressure. But I think, and I do, I think it's really important. Like, I know for myself, I do. I get really fucking depressed, and I have been crying so much recently. Like, I'm sick of crying. But at the same time, there's a reason your body does that. There's a reason these things happen. Like, especially like for those of us who try to push it down, there's a reason then your brain starts giving you intrusive thoughts about things at very inconvenient times. Because if you don't deal with it at the time, it'll find you. And I think it's really important too, because I mean, I know a lot of us, we struggle to not get too desensitized to this stuff. because there's a fine balance.
I have told some people in the past, like, I enjoy feeling sadness, you know, like, not like with joy, but like in terms of appreciation. Like, it's very contemplative. If you're in a melancholy state, you can be increasingly empathetic. Can have its own issues, of course. You don't want to wallow in your misery all
that's
day.
The thing is, I think a lot of people let it pull them down, which is what you've got to try avoid.
You've got to try and get that balance of reflection. Like, that's something in the last like couple of months, especially watching a lot of medical dramas, very existential thoughts in my head about death and stuff, and you know, all these kinds of things. I'm like, oh no, one day it's just it'll just end. You know, like crazy shit like that, and makes you start hyperventilating. That kind of shit. I can't remember what I was watching the other day. I've recently started rewatching stuff since Netflix now has a bunch of old shit. And I was just remember sitting there at one point and going, oh my God, and then just imagine what will happen when I'm like 80 something years old and alone and dying. And I was like, ooh, all right. So I really need to keep building. No, actually, for me, it's some of the best things that have been coming for me is that it's made me really actually go, fuck, if I plan to live a child-free life and I'm pretty much completely disconnected from my biological family, it is so important that I build up a community around me, even though I fucking struggle to socialize, and even though I fucking hate people most of the time. I'm like, it doesn't matter if I hate doing this stuff. It doesn't matter if I don't feel like doing this stuff. I have to, because that's just the nature of people. That's why we're social creatures. It's because it's how we literally survive. Yeah.
It's like how you actually, you're more likely to die younger if you aren't hugged enough.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you need a certain amount of just human contact to actually. So yeah, you make sure you fucking go out of your house.
I go on the balcony.
Go hug some random person on K Road.
I do that.
Okay, then you're fine. But no, I think it's really important to remind ourselves of these things too, of kind of like, you know, things can get really overwhelming, things can start to shift. And it's also good like to let other people in your lives kind of think about this kind of stuff too.
And the things is bring to mind as well, those new Meta glasses as well.
Yes.
Not directly, but I can't remember, it was like 5 years ago or something. There was a report about, I think it might have been people in like cybersecurity agencies having to screen like child porn and all this kind of stuff, and talking about how horrible it was, but also how they got to the point of almost desensitization of all these things, where they were just, they'd seen it so much, it was just like, they felt nothing, almost like... No,
absolutely.
But the lesson is don't trust anyone wearing Meta glasses.
To be fair, I've found a few content creators who make some really cool videos with the glasses, especially this one guy. If you guys haven't seen him, his name's Sam's POV, and he goes into family-owned restaurants that have no customers, and he like talks to them. He's like, you know, what do you recommend that I order? He gets them to, you know, recommend the best things, and then he talks to them a bit about it. And every time he makes one of these videos, obviously people on TikTok go crazy for it, and these businesses are getting booming business as well. And like he's done a recent video where he went back and visited one of the places that he did that for, and it was so full, and like, you know, he made a big order and he was trying to pay for it, and they're like, dude, I'm not taking your money. Like, you've filled my restaurant. We're the busiest we've ever been. Like, take the fucking food. So, you know, not everyone with Meta glasses is a fucking creep, but a lot of them are. So check first, because like Sam does, he gets permission and says, hey, I'm recording with my glasses. You know, are you cool with this? Like, those are the people that are fine. It's the creepies that we don't like. Oh yes, I see we've got your Sean Plunkett one here.
Yes, so you don't need to play the audio or anything, because we were going into the good news, and I just thought I want everyone to see. Let's just get into it. Let's see what you notice. Okay, so what do you notice here? Let us sink in. We see.
I see a slightly blush-looking white man.
Yes.
His skin's looking weirdly plump.
Yeah, got a nice polo shirt on. But let's contrast this with just the next video. We want to switch over to that.
Yeah, I'm just making sure it was paused.
If you remember, the platform, I believe, is going through troubled financial times.
Wow, what a surprise.
What do you notice here?
Christopher Luxons.
Oh, sorry.
So this is the difference. That video, I think, was from about 4 months ago. And so I was going back through the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Of platform video, because it popped up today, and I was just like, I'll just click on it, see what this rubbish is about. The first thing I noticed was like, he's green screened.
Yeah.
He's green screened. And I went back through all their videos. They are all green screened now.
Yeah.
They don't have an office anymore. They don't have enough money to lease their studio.
Good.
They're going down. They're at that point.
I wonder if
he's in crisis point. I think
I should send that to Pat and Chewy.
Yeah.
Tell them, be like, hey, have you noticed your boys
studio's
downgraded?
Gone. Yeah, it's downgraded.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like
cost of living's hitting everyone hard, guys. Just remember that.
Well, because I'm kind of curious. Like, I'm like, who was he even like? I'm assuming he must have been.
He was in the NZME building, I believe.
Oh,
he was in that one.
I see.
I'm pretty damn sure he was in that one. Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised old Greenan didn't help him out.
Yeah, I'm shocked too. But so I guess he's working from home now. He's going on the work from home trend. I don't know.
I'm just like, has anyone even posted about this? Because I'm like,
everyone's.
I'm like, has anyone like reported on this? Because this would just be funny to dunk on him. Nah, there hasn't been.
I think it's going back. I didn't go. I went like a couple of months back and stopped. So I think it's probably around the New Year's. They must have stopped leasing the studio.
Well, I know they did lose some of their funding.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they had a big donor pull out. Was that last year?
Yeah.
But that's crazy. That's why didn't you put that in? Oh no, that isn't good news. Okay, cool.
It isn't good news.
Why isn't this in good news? Oh, it isn't good news.
Well, for some reason you made a separate category called positive news, so I don't.
No, I didn't do that. That was already there from the template we had originally.
Oh, well, I didn't do it.
So
it also says positive.
Hey, I don't know. I could see your autistic ass going, no, this isn't positive, it's good.
It's you.
Okay,
it's all you.
All right. I think it's fucking Winston. It was Winston Peters.
If you had voted Kamala, this never would have happened.
See, this is why I was trying to find us a common enemy in Winston Peters.
That's true.
It's a good tactic in relationships when you're fighting. Is to blame it on a third entity that you can passive aggressively speak to each other through. Is this how our podcast dies?
No, I think this is like a phoenix moment. You know, we're being reborn.
Oh yeah,
we're a bully podcast now. We just bully Sean Plunkett.
Oh my god! You know,
it actually wouldn't be bad.
Actually, you know what we should do? We should make a small segment, maybe like 5 minutes of every single show, where we just rip on someone we don't like. You know, get that feeling out. You know, you gotta feel your emotions.
The ventilation box.
They're coming through the ventilation shaft.
Ventilation shaft, yes. Yes!
That's a quote from Star Wars.
The ventilation shaft. Oh my god. I just like it because it has shaft.
Nah, you would like shaft. Speaking of... this one I put in meme news. So I've got... Actually, no. Technically, I'll start on this meme news. Now, I called this meme because... So there was this article from, what is this, 13th of December, 2025, right? All we're paying attention to is the title. Okay. So IPCA report, Miss Z, 36 emails. Police Minister Mark Mitchell's final words on Jevon McSkimming saga. Well, today we got yet another article out about everybody's favourite McSkimmings. And this one goes into his expenditure They say expenses revealed, but TLDR, they couldn't actually find most of it because banks only keep records for 7 years. And due to the time, yeah, so I didn't know that. But yeah, after 7 years, that's when they cut out. So they've gone through and they've managed to find some things that he spent money on, such as, this one was for his wife. His wife stayed in a hotel here in Wellington for $121. They had some Sky City, apparently an excess baggage payment at airport. But yeah, and then obviously, where is Mark fucking Mitchell? I realize I'll just control find his fucking name because I can't. Oh, there's 2 Marks in this. So Police Minister Mark Mitchell said the appropriateness of staff expenditure was a matter for police. So yeah.
Okay,
Last
so
year
nothing
speaking
to
on
see
it.
here?
Yeah, he's basically saying that's at our discretion.
Where are the police helping us with this?
Fuck. That's a good one. That's a good one. We need to keep that one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Ready to go. And then we will go to the next little bit of meme news. Kiwi Rail director Scott O'Donnell quits board 2 years early after only months in the role.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I don't know much about this guy, so.
Neither did I, but as you'll see here on the right, which I love about RNZ, they have related stories.
Oh, yeah, no, it's very
So we've got extensive measures in place to manage Kiwi Rail director's conflict of interest, September 2025. July 2025, new Kiwi Rail board appointee linked to New Zealand First donation. So, yeah, it turns out Director Scott O'Donnell was stepped down from the Kiwi Rail Board of Directors on 21st of March, cutting short his appointment by more than 2 years ahead of schedule. Board Chair Susan Tyndall said a new venture will require him to spend more time in Australia. I wonder, she must be the Warehouse family.
Why is he leaving?
It sounds like because I believe, so actually we have this. We have a chart. Okay.
Zoom in a bit.
This is, so actually I'll open the, can I open the image? No, it's not going to let me. Rude.
Boo.
And it won't even let me, really.
You can
will
just
not let me
explain what it
open that.
says.
But yeah, so basically this is a chart displaying the analysis of interest held by Scott O'Donnell. So obviously up the top we have Scott O'Donnell. Below him we have H.W. Richardson Group Limited, which he is the director and shareholder. 25% director shareholder plus family members, wife and son-in-law. Scott equals 75% control. So that must be the combined total of him and his family. And then that splits out into these different. So we've got Dines Transport, Freight Haulage Limited, Southern Transport Company, South Roads Limited, Southern Aggregates Limited, TRL Properties, Trucking Company, HWR Property, Transport Services, Southland. And then those flow, 2 of these ones on the side, the Dines and Southern flow into Woodflow Logistics Limited, where's the director 50-50 from above companies. And the Dines Transport also leads to Bulk Energy NZ, which he has now ceased director and indirect shareholder.
But what does all this mean?
Basically, he's got a lot of control and investment within a lot of the transport, freight, all of that kind of stuff.
Conflict of interest, then.
Yes, well, that's the thing is he said, so his conflicts of interest during Parliament's Scrutiny Week in December last year, where MPs publicly examined public agency performance, Tyndall said O'Donnell's conflict of interest affected the board's capability and efficiency. She said, more importantly, that directors needed to consider whether they could discharge their duties as required in accordance with the Companies Act. Documents released under an OIA show Tyndall expressed unease about Donald's business interests before his appointment and recommended he be removed from a process to make his role official while the conflicts were analysed. Tyndall said Scott's interest in H.W. Richardson, which owns 46 companies, could prove a test of loyalties for him. It showed Tyndall checked publicly available information in the company's office register and hand drew what she described as an interests diagram, which included 11 companies, which was later redrawn by Treasury staff, which was this one that we saw here. Oh. But yeah, so it seems like against a lot of they go into detail here too. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of it, a lot of it's very financial.
Yeah, we don't need the details, I suppose.
Well, actually, they've got a summary. Okay. Mitigations outlined include, where appropriate, limiting or eliminating access to sensitive, confidential, or restricted information on issues or work relating to Kiwi Rail. Nah, I can't be bothered reading all those words, but it's a lot of stuff. Because, you think about it, Kiwi Rail, they do so much of our other transport. So he's going to have a monopoly on all of the road transport and then a lot of power on the fucking trains. But I just thought it was also kind of hilarious that he only made it this far after all of that effort to get him into this position, and then he's just like, "Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to bounce.
I'm not digging this."
Yeah. So
this is too hard. I was told this was a cushy job.
Right?
Fuck knows. I wonder what his actual reasons were.
Well, yeah, especially since he would know that it's a election year for the government as well.
Yeah.
I feel like everything that happens this year, I'm going to be like, you guys know there's an election going, right? Are you doing this on purpose?
I might dig more into that guy if I get a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to drink water, so I'm going to click onto a meme.
Okay,
and
let's
you
go
can
to a
read
meme.
it.
Okay, speaking of drinking, me drinking from the soggy straw to save the planet, leaders. Okay.
No, I just reminded myself. Okay, this is going to be relevant to one of our actually, no, we'll put it on now because it's a palate cleanser. And we're up to positive, so we should be safe unless Detective Rogers ruins that for all of us.
It's true.
Yeah, we're going to share this one. So this is Hannah Fry, who is from the This Is Science podcast and a bunch of other stuff. She's a professor. But this was a really interesting video and taught me a lot about not only paper straws, but Coke and Mentos. Okay. So that will all be relevant.
Okay, we can all agree that paper straws are a structural nightmare. And fine, maybe that's the price that we should be paying for being green. But apart from feeling like you're chugging on a wet toilet roll, I actually have a scientific objection to them because there is something about them that means that they are quite literally the worst possible way to funnel liquid into your face. Let me explain. When you first open a bottle or a can of drink, get a little fizz, but there's hardly any bubbles that appear on the surface. There is loads of carbon dioxide in here, but it's been forced into the bottle under massive pressure, so much so that it is reacted with the water inside your drink to create a whole new molecule. I mean, this isn't like little tiny bubbles of carbon dioxide that are like hiding. This is a completely different molecule. It's called carbonic acid. The thing is, carbonic acid is pretty unstable. It sort of wants to split back into water and carbon dioxide again, but to do so takes quite a lot of energy. So really it needs a kickstart. It needs a little microscopic imperfection or like a tiny little pocket of air to grab onto to start the process. Physicists call this a nucleation site. Now, if you look at a plastic straw under a microscope, it's nice and smooth, right? There's very few places for little pockets of air to be hiding. If you look at a paper straw, on the other hand, it is a very different story. This is a jagged, fibrous canyon. This is completely covered in microscopic craters, and every single one of those microscopic craters will be hiding its very own little trapped pocket of air. So when you plunge this paper monstrosity into your fizzy drink, you are suddenly adding just millions of tiny little life rafts for the trapped carbon dioxide inside of the carbonic acid. Meaning that the gas is going to latch on to all of them at the exact same time, transforming into bubbles and then just violently rushing to the surface. Oh my God, it's dripping on me.
Keeps going.
I mean, you've seen this happen with Mentos, right? It's exactly the same idea. Mentos is not a chemical reaction. It's just that the surface of a Mento is completely covered in like microscopic abrasions in exactly the same way. So a paper straw, everybody, it's a slow motion Mento that you're drinking through. Also, by the way, makes the drink taste worse.
I was going to say.
Carbonic acid hitting your tongue, that's what gives the bite to fizzy drinks. But if you've used up all of the carbon dioxide, you know, in the process of trying to get it out the bottle, there's none left to taste nice. So yes, save the turtles, absolutely. But for the love of God, bring a metal straw.
I just realized I would have never noticed this because I never use straws, and the only time I do use straws is when I'm getting, like, you know, if I'm getting like fast food or something, and I almost always get frozen Cokes, so there's no carbonation there, so I'm not going to notice the difference.
There is technically carbonation in frozen.
I mean, there is, but you like when you're sucking up like ice and stuff.
Yeah, which I think again because it doesn't have the same kind of carbonic acid. That's why I'm not as big of a fan of the old frozen Coke. Also, I just feel like frozen Cokes they've really fucking turned down how much syrup they put in the fucking frozen Coke these days.
True.
And the last few times I've gotten them, they just actually tasted like sugar water. And I was like, this is. And actually, no, even worse, because you still have that carbonated flavour.
I find it's very dependent on the site, honestly. Some of them just have shit ones. Don't know why.
Oh, yeah. No, that's... I mean, I think that's just down to a breed thing.
Okay. Civilian X, I'll look into whatever it is you're talking about. Stop spamming the chat, or just, I'm going to
I'm taking a snip of it. I'll look at
we
that
get
later.
it. You've said it enough times. Okay.
Appreciate
we will
the
look
info.
into it. We thank you for whatever it is you're trying to bring attention to. We can tell you're passionate.
And if you really want to, you can always email us.
Or you can email us. Yes.
Aotearoa@gmail.com.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm just getting a little distracted.
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
Oh, what?
I wish you all love and eventual peace. Peace and love, baby.
Peace and love.
Question mark.
Where am I going now?
Thank you. You're welcome.
This is where I'm going now. Okay, so we have our good news
Peace
now.
and love is the best mantra.
I feel like I've opened
Good news.
too many tabs. No, we did. Sorry, positive news.
Positive news. Oh yeah, this is the positive news.
This is the positive. So we might as well start here.
Sorry, I wasn't doing a threat, Civilian X. I was just letting you know we got the message.
Yeah, apologies if we seemed a little more like stuff. We get some people who will sometimes just be very harassive and annoying. So apologies. So, thank you for not being annoying. So, oh God. Hold up, my computer's just having a second.
Cool name too.
That's all right, buddy. You can
Civilian
do it.
X.
I believe in you.
Who is
so this
Civilian
is
X?
sharing. Okay. Oh.
Not
What
working?
you doing to me, buddy? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to quickly reopen that tab because it is just taking far too long. I might even actually close down social stream just in case that's also bugging something. Because who knows? Could be anything. And so far, we have not had any actual technical difficulties. So, wow, technical problems. I say that. Wow. How dare you do me like that? Although my computer is so frozen, I can't click on the link right now.
Okay, do you want me? I could do it.
Actually, yeah. Do you want to open up the Instagram reel?
Instagram, okay.
Yes, please. And just play that video for us while I try to see if I can get shit opening.
I need to find the screen. Oh, yeah. I'll just share it. I'll just reshare it.
Just reshare, please.
I got too many windows. Here it is. Yeah, got it.
Sweet.
Just confirmed that 2 species of marsupials thought to be extinct for 6,000 years are actually still alive in the rainforests of West Papua. The discovery began when a villager brought researchers a tiny possum with a massively long finger, nearly twice the length of the others. Turns out it's the pygmy long-fingered possum, a species previously only known from fossil records. And it wasn't the only surprise. Researchers then confirmed a ring-tailed glider, another species that scientists had only seen in the fossil record. When species like this suddenly reappear alive after being known only from fossils, they're called Lazarus species, animals that essentially reappear in the scientific record after being thought gone. And identifying the glider actually required defining an entirely new genus, one level above species, the first new mammal genus discovered on the island in nearly 100 years. Discoveries like this remind us that in super remote forests like Western Papua, there are almost certainly species out there that we haven't even discovered yet, and who knows, maybe even a thylacine.
That is fascinating for a land animal, 100%. This is usually only really happens with creatures of the deep that we thought to be long extinct, but they're just living so deep down in the ocean that we just never interacted with them.
If you want to just pop my screen back up.
Oh, it is on. It's overlaid.
Keep talking about. Oh, cool. But yeah, I agree, and I mean, I believe one thing that I found really cool was they were saying that
Big Finger survived.
But also he's so cute. Because the way they found this was actually, so this is him as a baby. So it's in 2015, a plantation worker caught an unfamiliar tree-dwelling marsupial, took several pictures. We cannot name him as the location has to be kept secret, which I really fucking rate because 100%, people would be trying to go and find these fucking things and take selfies with them and fucking TikTok videos with them and shit.
Yeah.
So I was so glad to read that they've kept that kind of under wraps. We just know the general area.
You tell them the wrong location and it's someplace with a fuck ton of like lions or some shit.
yeah.
Everyone just goes get eaten.
But yeah, no, like you say, it's pretty huge, especially because, I mean, very rarely do they get to kind of, I guess, work with quote unquote new species.
All right. Sorry, were you wanting me to keep opening these, or you got it sorted?
Oh no, yeah, I got the thing back now. It was just having a moment.
Just had a moment. Yeah, sometimes your computer can have a moment.
I think you might have put this one in though.
Oh my god, did I tell you about? So I got the RAM sorted on my computer. It's all sorted.
Oh, nice.
But I got it. The guy ordered new ones, came in, I went there, came back home, installed it, and the same shit started happening. And I tested the RAM, and it was fucked as well. And I was like, what are the fucking odds that I got replacement RAM ordered, brand new, and it's also defective. Turns out the odds actually aren't that low. It's like 10%. It's actually quite high.
It's quite easy for them to be. Well, because I don't know if you've seen how microscopic a lot of the basically the intricacies work. Mm-hmm. You have things off by just the tiniest micromillimeter, and you're fucked.
Yeah, but thankfully the guy was had enough foresight to order 2. So.
Oh, shot! So he gave you a non-fucked pair.
Yes.
Good.
So got lucky.
They must be expensive when he's only like, I'll just get one extra.
Yeah, just one more.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, man, good thing you've got a job.
This economy? Yeah. I found this one, I think, on Reddit, and I just thought it was a lovely little story. A Kiwi couple gifting $150 million to restore native wildlife in New Zealand, which... Bless their little hearts.
Neil and Annette Plowman.
There you go.
Absolute legends.
All hail the Plowmans.
Apparently they're a philanthropical couple who have donated extensively.
You know what? I changed my mind. Philanthropic.
Well, how else do you think they have the money?
It's a dirty word. I thought they'd be like Robin Hood. I thought they were stealing from the rich.
Apparently, they built their wealth through expanding and growing their family's laundry and towel supplies business.
Honest work. Good on them.
Yeah. They went on to sell their business to American laundry giant Olsco. Oh, shit. They got, acquired by a massive company.
Yeah, in 1998, too.
Yeah. Founded and sold... Wait, they founded and sold the Appoints? What the fuck? That's crazy.
These guys have big money.
They are now investing 150 million in environmental projects for the next 10 years through their privately funded Operation Next Foundation, which was established in 2014. Originally invested 100 million, but are now taking the fund further. The man in charge of spending that 150 mil is the next chief executive, Andrew Grant. Attended Onehunga High School.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I didn't read the story much. I didn't go too much into it, but I just thought it was a nice little happy thing that, you know.
Oh, this is apparently 2 km from where they've been carrying out their conservation project.
Oh.
How gorgeous is that, though?
I know. I love Kia.
Absolutely. Also just the general, like, landscape as well as the Kia. They're just so cute. Oh, stunning. I love that. All right. What do we want to look at?
We got one more thing we can go over. We got fucking Paddy Gower's shit.
Oh, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got time. We got 20 minutes.
All right.
May as well.
Do you want me to open it?
Yeah. So I got 2 here. If you want, like, he's talking quite slow, so if you want to speed it up, you can easily do that and get away with it. It shouldn't be an issue.
How high? 1.25 or 1.15?
Go 1.25.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll let Paddy explain himself. Yeah, but I saw this week and I was just, it was bizarre. I don't know.
Am I gonna hate this?
Kind
So
of.
I have slowly been becoming not a fan of Paddy Gower.
You're gonna hate this.
Oh man, did we go through all the good stuff? Oh no, I've got one good thing left for us,
good.
guys.
Good.
Thank fuck.
Let's power through this then.
All right, let's go.
All these events going on around the country, and so you were asked to be involved.
Yeah, phone call. Got a phone call and.
Oh, context. He's talking about COVID.
We're thinking of having a vaccine.
Yes.
That was it. He's just
so
talking
this is a
about during
conversation. Did COVID break New Zealand quarantine nation?
Yes.
On and using Avalon Studios. I was a strong proponent of the vaccine. I'd been reporting on it and watching things happening. And personally, I was really worried that our health system wouldn't stand up. I remember not long before it, I'd interviewed some doctors and nurses from the intensive care in Wellington who, were saying we're just going to be crushed.
And they were.
We're just going to be crushed by this if people don't get vaccinated. And, all these different things I knew in my area. There's lots of Māori and Pacifica and got a lot to do with people in health and in my home area as well. And I know they were worried. And so, I was keen to, get vaccinated myself. I was keen to encourage other people to get vaccinated. And then, the Vaxxilon came along. So a couple of things. I mean, obviously it was a good chance to promote that, but hadn't been doing a lot of work either over by that stage it was nearly 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
People won't like this because of how divisive the vaccine is, but it did actually sound like fun to go along and encourage people. Yeah. And I know that's going to sound bad to a lot of people, but
no,
that's part of what I was thinking. And the other part
why?
was,
why does he think? That's where the interview starts getting fucking weird. It's like, what? What do you mean that's going to sound bad to a lot of people? What? Citation.
Wow, I mean, I guess, are we talking about cookers?
I think we're talking about cookers, yeah.
That's what I was assuming.
Yeah.
Cool to be part of something like this and boost the vaccination rates as well and try and get us out of this mess. The rest is there for everybody to see, dancing around and, however many hours it was of... It was actually fun to do it. It was really fun to do it. I know that's going to hurt a lot of people saying that, but it is what it is. And I understand now that me being in the vaccine made a lot of people angry.
Well, just before we talk about that, so did it cross your mind at all that there would be any potential blowback, or and also did you consider, am I crossing a journalistic line here?
Yes, totally. And
I've
been feeling
what journalistic line was crossed?
Put stuff.
Wow, I guess if they're telling people, because this thing they always like to tout it as you're telling people what to do, as if the way that our journalism isn't already like fucking leaning towards incentivizing you what to do anyway.
I mean, it's not like he's ordering people. It's not like he's saying do this or die.
This feels like, I don't know, is this guy more on the right? Because it feels like they're trying to like be really very sympathetic to the Kuka side, very like,
That's something look, in some ways I don't blame him, because he does explain that in some way, and I think I appreciate his retrospective in trying to sympathize or empathize with these people. But I really do. I think it's important that you think about other people, in people on the other side of you who might be misunderstood, and think about where they're coming from, their sides of things. But that doesn't mean you completely cave to technical difficulties. Doesn't mean you completely cave to their ideals and point of view. I think he goes more into. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. I might turn it up to 1.5 though.
Turn out 1.5.
Definitely
honestly.
on the fucking American side.
He's so
buddy.
slow.
My Instagram about getting vaccinated, and I'd deliberately gone down and got vaccinated.
Can you turn the captions on?
I deliberately gone down and got vaccinated with the Tokelau
Sorry about that.
community. Someone I knew who's Tokelau and had asked me to come down and get vaccinated there, and put it on my social media. They live around the corner from me. There's a big community. So I said, "Yep, I can do that for you." And then the second time I went to the local marae, and in both times, I thought about it beforehand. Yeah, I knew that I was starting to cross a line.
What line?
Into being pro-vaccine, and the media.
How's that a line?
But again, he's stated what the line is. The line is anti-vax versus pro-vax.
Yeah.
That's just.
But he's saying a journalistic line. Like, what's the moral issue here?
Because they're trying to imply that journalists who put
should
out
be
anything
objective.
No, they're trying to imply that that everything to do with vaccines is like this twisted thing, and that a journalist to speak about this in a positive way is crossing a moral line, because they think that that's that whole like, they're just telling you to inject the 5G. It's like, nah, dude. It's more like, have you heard of science? Have you I feel like even as kids, maybe not kids, but like I knew what herd immunity was. At least since high school, well, actually probably intermediate, because that's when we got all of our meningococcal B vaccines and stuff started coming out.
We'll get into herd immunity, I think, a bit later in the second clip. It's actually relevant to that one.
But yeah, I think that's just that's the line. He's saying journalists can either be pro or anti, and there's no fucking in between. I don't like the way he's feeding this shit, eh?
No.
Pro-vaccine. Everybody I knew was pro-vaccine, and just all around. And that's no excuse. You've still got to do things, but I knew that I was starting to cross a line. And then with the vaxathon, something I could have said no to. I had a good think about it, and I said, I'm going to go out there and promote this thing and try and play a small bit and getting New Zealand out of this hole we're in. Was the way I looked at it.
And then
you stood up for what you believed in.
How quickly did some fallout come?
Fallout about being pro-vaccine, pretty much. I mean,
see the way he says that of like so how long? I feel like what he's trying to say is, how long was it until you were wrong? That's like they're very clearly just trying to be like they're dancing around it, but it's so fucking obvious. Oh, all right, I'll let them talk.
I can't remember when it started, but I would have thought it started on the day.
Right,
it would have been what I would have thought. I would have thought it started on the day, and you see it through your Facebook. That would be the main place. I've got a
Facebook.
Big Facebook, got a big Facebook following.
Of course, fucking is.
Posted in those days quite a lot on there, and still do. And I think through your Facebook, really, instantly, people would probably have been.
Well, he's saying he's also saying he only sticks to Facebook.
Sticks around Facebook, yeah.
Talk about shit sample group.
I know.
At the bare minimum, be posting on all social media platforms so you can at least go, well, I wasn't going to listen to the people on Twitter, but between Facebook and Instagram and sorry, I'll let them talk.
To me on the day of the vaxathon. Yeah.
And we're talking, more than 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
Have people forgotten?
I would say that I'm reminded of the vaxathon nearly every day. Yeah, and mainly in comments on Facebook.
Well, is he trying to say that like it's the biggest regret of his life?
Yeah, it sounds like it. Like that's how he's painting it. And we won't keep going down this clip because I'm not sure how.
I'm gonna fucking nitpick everything he says.
Yeah, because he's saying it's mostly Facebook, but later on he goes like people come up to him in public and stuff and say it to him and say I used to trust you, blah blah blah, and get on his case. So honestly, it really sounds like he's just being fucking harassed nonstop, and he's just
because cookers are horrible people who like to impose themselves on others.
Yes, exactly.
Then they make it out like it's fucking homeless people who are doing it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll move on to the second clip.
Fuck this. Oh, I used to respect you, Patty.
I know. I
literally, like, the same year I actually finally met him in person and took a photo with him was the same year in which he fucking started doing that stupid National Party propaganda.
You know what's really weird about this, by the way?
Let me down.
Notice the logo? It's Stuff. This is Stuff branded. This is Stuff approved.
Of course it is.
Yeah, like, the fuck? So here he is talking about, going into the classic friend of a friend anecdote type thing. So we'll listen to what he's got.
Let him.
We'll have to get his name again. But, guy is a friend of a friend or whatever, and someone wanted to get in touch and talk to me. And he'd taken the vaccine, this fella. And he had myocarditis or pericarditis, one of the heart things.
Oh my God, that's fucking bullshit.
And him and his partner had both been pro-vaccine, very pro-vaccine. They came from that really traditional kind of New Zealand.
Sorry, can I just cut in here and say, is he essentially just going to go through an anecdote of a single case of people who were pro-vaccine, a health thing happened, now they're anti-vax? Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, you called it. That's us.
I don't want to...
Well, no. I mean, we don't have to,
we'll let him...
Okay.
Well, we can let him speak if you want.
Let him say a shitty piece.
I guess.
Is he at 1.5?
And proficient.
No, I don't think he is. I just realised.
Beat this man up.
That, everybody was pretty much pro-vaccine, right? And anyway, this fella ended up with...
following the social norms.
Pericarditis and myocarditis, and he'd nearly died a couple of times after the vaccine. And he had all these, be familiar to journalists, he had all these medical forms and stuff and bits highlighted and different doctors and all these frustrations. And basically he'd found it really hard to be believed in the medical system. And interviewing him, his own family didn't really believe him.
Okay,
and
all right, pause
here's all the evidence and everything. The guy.
Well, you haven't shown any evidence, so don't bring up evidence. You're saying a friend of a friend whose name you can't even fucking remember, apparently. But
yeah, fuck, that's right.
Yeah, but like, given the assumption everything he's saying is accurate and true, that's not an issue with the vaccine. There's nothing to do with you advocating for the fucking vaccine. That was an issue with the medical system and the procedure they went through and all that stuff. Assuming it's true, fucked up. That shouldn't have happened. Doctors should listen. But again, we were talking about herd immunity the other day. Just before the other clip. And given everyone was vaccinating who can be vaccinated, this man wouldn't need to. He wouldn't have needed to. Wouldn't have been necessary because he'd been protected just through herd immunity. So, like, again, what the fuck point are you trying to make? And I watched this entire thing. Never does he directly state at all any figure now 60% of people regret COVID or the vaccine or so. He doesn't go into any specifics. It's all vagaries like this. Just
of course it would be. It's all this kind of dog whistling fucking. I'm not quite saying it's this, but.
But
also, I dislike the video.
Yeah, but we'll stop fucking watching that. But I just thought we'll go because I just did a quick 20-minute.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, well, no, I've got them here. But
you
can read them off as I go through them one by one. The title there. Sure. But so I'm just going through a bunch of different polls from this is May 2020. There's a 65% of respondents would aim to get vaccinated. 53% of responders would take a medically approved COVID-19 vaccine. That was February 2021. 2 out of 3 Kiwis support vaccine. That was from March 2021. 74% of Kiwis support workforce mandate vaccines. November 2021. 64% of COVID-19 mandates policy. February 2022. 69% of people support the COVID response. Was this the right one? I think so. Yes. And this last one, so the Ministry of Health, this one is from 2024. So this is probably the most accurate information I could find, was the Ministry of Health released this entire, it's gigantic, 77 pages. But essentially the conclusion is 61% are likely or very likely to vaccinate if another pandemic happens. So that's 60. It's almost 2/3. And putting it into context of recent polls, that's the opposite of what Chris Luxon's having, essentially, which is less than 1/3 of the country supports him. And just for a bit more context, about 19% undecided, 20% opposed. So it isn't even like 40% against.
Yeah.
20% undecided there. And just as an asterisk there, they did find vaccine hesitation is higher than before COVID, and trust has eroded somewhat. So they're, just some context there. But all the data I could find from my journalistic integrity, from the reporting I could do, is majority people support vaccines, support the response that the government made, all these things. So he's just caving to a fucking loud minority, which is just
is he caving, or is he purposefully feeding those? I don't necessarily want to assume that his intentions are good, because I did used to really like the guy. I still stand by a lot of his Paddy Gower on series. I think he did great there, but ever since, and I understand, that things changed within the media landscape. They lost funding and all of that stuff. But it just feels like, okay, what, are you just turning right-wing grift because that's how to make money now? I don't know. It just feels yuck.
Yeah. Fuck knows. Because I remember when he came out with remember when he came out defending Gandalf? That was fucking based. Do you remember that?
Not coming to the top of my head.
Gandalf the Green Fury. Remember he was arrested?
Yeah, vaguely, but I don't remember the exact specific.
Yeah, but Paddy came out with a video defending him, basically, which was pretty cool. But yeah.
Cool. Okay, but hey, to put it this way, David Seymour is also currently really advocating to push up our cannabis export. People can be both a little liberal, but also, and I think someone referenced, was it, I saw in the comments, tuning into our Joe Rogan a little. And I mean, I wouldn't say far off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like it.
No, fuck that. I just thought I'd bring that to people's attention because I found that went a little under the radar. It's fucking weird.
I've been definitely not paying attention to him since it for me, the nail in the coffin was that whole Luxon's wife fucking propaganda piece that he did when Luxon was struggling. I'm like, nah, man, I'm off you now. I'll still watch some of his stuff if it's good, but I'm taking it a lot more with a grain of salt at the moment, I think.
Anyway, we're timing it pretty perfectly. I see you've got something else here you wanted to...
Palate cleanser for us. This is a completely non-news related story, so let's just enjoy this video.
Okay.
It has a love plane, and here's what happens. If you've never heard of a love plane, it's where people join the Mile High Club. The Mile High Club is where you have intercourse aboard a flying plane. You arrive at the North Las Vegas airport, or you can upgrade and get a limo to pick you up. Before boarding on the plane, you do get some safety instructions. It only takes about 5 minutes. Before getting freaky deaky, you do have to wear your seatbelt. After 5 to 10 minutes, the pilot will tell you when it's safe to take it off. The pilot has mentioned on average couples take around 5 to 10 minutes. So the rest of the time you can just relax, enjoy each other's company.
I did like that very realistic number of 5 to 10 minutes and being like, yeah, no, actually I'm done now. I'm good. We did the thing. We're in the club.
People over the world
And the views are so nice. After getting off the plane, you get a certificate so you can let everyone know you joined the Mile High Club. The pilot does have noise-canceling headphones, and he also puts up a curtain so you get your privacy. Whatever vibes you want, you can put your own music. The most expensive ride is $1,800 for up to an hour. They also have romantic packages and wedding vow renewals. Let me know if you would do this, and comment if you have any questions.
Nah.
You get a certificate. I want a certificate.
Nah, I'm not doing
Participation award.
Sounds expensive.
Nah, yeah, really expensive. But hey, I thought that was just something that came across my Instagram.
Is this a
and I was
corporate
like,
sponsor? What are you doing?
Hey, you think that we're getting... You wish that we were getting sponsored by these guys.
No, I do not wish we were getting sponsored. That's actually something I very much appreciate. You guys don't know how much I love doing this for free. I love doing... Well, like, I'm actually being honest, because that's something I always struggled with when I was growing up, like, because I want to be an artist. But the one thing I was always like, well, I don't want a barrier to my art. I don't want to sell it. I want it to be free, accessible. Hard to be an artist when you're not selling your art, so...
Yep.
A little bit of a...
thankfully... The internet came along.
Exactly. So at least in some regards, I can, I can give back to everybody, and we thank you very much, all those who give us your time. So
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I can't say I love doing it for free. I would like a little bit, but at the same time, I'm also like, I don't want there to be a barrier. Like, I wouldn't want to put anything behind a paywall ever.
Yeah. No.
It's like if you want to help an artist, like, just helping them to do what they do, absolutely.
Yeah,
putting
like
stuff
I'd have
behind
a
a paywall,
donation
nah.
thing or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like something like that.
But I also wouldn't stop and shill, because that's another thing I hate. Stopping to shill. Let's peddle our merch. Peddle. It's like, fuck off.
I mean, we live in a capitalism society.
I know, but that's why I don't like it, because I don't like to feed that fucking monster.
And then to end, they taught AI how to talk like a corporate middle manager and thought that this meant AI was conscious, instead of realizing that corporate middle managers aren't. Great way to end. Do we want to go chill vibes, or do we want to go fun vibes?
I'm going fun vibes today.
Fun vibes. Well, BB no, his new song's way too slow. But it's fine. I'll just find one of them.
We will let you know in the future when we have some kind of opportunity for you to support us, but we appreciate your enthusiasm. Thank you very much.
Right? How sweet.
I know.
Very appreciate. Who knows? I might look at doing something like that this year, since there's
Somewhere
a lot of
down
stuff
the road,
I want to do.
But I'm fine for money these days.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Yeah,
like
you
I'm
are.
not,
You have
sorry,
a job.
Sorry, actually, I should play it.
Doesn't give
oh shit, that's the wrong one.
No, let's be clear. I'm wealthy. I'm sorted.
We know you just bought RAM.
That's true. I did just buy. No, that was free. That was under warranty.
Oh, it was under warranty.
Yeah,
okay.
that was under warranty.
Oh, that's
I wasn't
good.
paying for that shit.
I was gonna say, because fucking in this current economy, my Lanta, she's rough.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, I know. I haven't found one. I'm just grabbing it.
Oh my goodness, just play anything.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Thank you
We're
very
going
much
to get some real hardcore. But yes, thank you. I will see you over at BHN, and hope you guys
Doesn't give my
enjoyed.
opponents much time. Blah, 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 blah.
Alright, man, let's get those headphones on and see what you think of the song. It's called RGB Money. It's an unreleased Baby No Money track. Let's see what you think of it.
6548. What? That's my money bin. Don't flex fake pay. Nope. Let me take these wins. Flashing like a cheesecake. Got a shiny grid. Money wide like a cape. I don't fuck with crepes. What's a dim, mate? Eating 40K steak. I fuck gold plate. Got green, red, blue money, and it ain't fake. I said green money, red money, blue money. Wait, it's a green, red, blue money getting kind of day.
Who is this? Never change, medicate some. With the stick folk, featherweight, hollow weight max. With the hits, boy, never fake. Better take big to this spliff that's every day. Levitate, know who I is, bitch, step away. Relegate, still on the pimp shit. Get the plate, never stay real since the bib. Don't need a chase, it is straight. Slumping for a bit, but he not erased by the grace yet. No gimmick, just a show for the cynics and a little dope.
Definitely download this.
What you missing, mommy, and you won't get it. So go on with the tripping, Tommy. Where the O's for the boys cold, where we living. Yeah, 17, we was getting blowed in the Civic. We would never scheme, known to pull a hoe off an image. Cause I'm everything that these niggas know that they isn't. And I never dream, put it on the flow, then I get it, yeah.
6548. What? That's my money pin. Don't flex fake pay. No. Check me take these wins, flashing like a cheesecake. Got a shiny grid, money wide like a cape. I don't fuck with crepes. What's a dim, man? Just not my thing. I'm a gold cake. Got green, red, blue money, and it's fake. I say green money, red money, blue money. Wait, it's a green, red, blue money, getting kinda day. Tell me if I overstep Prozac. Might just make a rack and then I spend it. Oh my. I need that bag, make sure it's big. I don't do trick, I don't do math, but I can sure as hell tell when the bag is looking thick. If the money be a race and I'm pumping at the pace. If I break my
I don't know.
Need a couple golden brace. If it's girls see my waist, yeah, straight to first base. And these zeros give me faith, let me put you in your place. You a comma, all you do is cause a little bit of that drama. I'm a bougie ass go bitch, call me llama. Tell me on my body while I'm flexing in Bahamas.
Oh, do you want to finish listening to it? Oh no.
Think about guala, green money, red money, blue money, bitch. Green money, red money, blue money, bitch. Green money, red money, blue money, bitch.
Is this song gonna be big on TikTok?
Hey, I ain't think I got complaints. Yeah, I feel they steady.
Oh,
got
yeah,
my money
man,
where I wanted it to be. I can't complain. I just got bumped into a first class seat. Is this flight attendant really tryna hit on me? I don't know. Maybe it's a possibility. That's why
I'm sorry, this is terrible.
On the flood that will not pass up past. Find me on an island, daydreaming about the cash. Warm money, yeah, I got it. Lots of rain, lots of sun. That's a rainbow. Check my wallet. I got green money, red money, blue money, bitch. Green money, red money, blue money, bitch. Green money, red money, blue money, bitch. It's baby no money.
Baby no money.
Who?
I like that better than La La La.
But